Alright, the hero units. Frost. His only kit is that he increases critical rate on super warriors. That's it. Kaba. Plus 5% of blast damage inflicted per defeated battle member. So, technically, he's a last standing unit. Extreme units. Frost. He's exactly the same as the hero version. He's just extra racist to super warriors now. Kaba. He has a buff when Vegeta is a battle member, but also has a buff when but he also has a buff when facing Vegeta. The glaze is too much. Caulifla. I don't know why this unit is so good. It's already 10 times better than Frost and Kaba. She has a 40% damage buff until she gets hit, which is kinda good. She buffs girls and has a solid main that restores ki and gets card draw speed. And her green restores vanish by 40%. Randomly golded extreme that's like 500 years old. Kale. Her main restores ki and draws a blue. Also no switching, so that's basically a free snipe. And this is quite unique. When she gets swapped out, the enemy ki gets reduced. Pretty cheeky. It's only by 20 ki, but imagine what they can do with a unit today that when you swap out, the enemy's ki is reduced by like 70 or 90. That's gonna shift the tide a bit. Hit. This hit is quite shit, I'm not gonna lie. He's overall good and balanced with all sorts of like characteristics, but it's overall balanced for a 2019 unit. So with that being said, he's just overall shit now. Brienne. Ugh. This kit breaks the fourth wall because the team gets a 25% damage buff when she dies. So the developers, the game is literally telling you to kill her ASAP. Kakunsa. Sadly, she's worse than Brienne. Like, she has that gradual heal mechanic. Okay? Unless you are like ultra regen or something, that mechanic will mean nothing. Rosie, the most toxic out of the three. If you forgot, her green card can buff her next attack card to inflict paralyze. 100% chance. Yeah, fuck you. If you see a diamond team and she's the leader, you know why. That was a joke, by the way. I don't know any sane person who would do such a thing. Jiren. Overall, very, very good extreme unit. He nullifies element factor like 4 times, and he has a 40% damage buff on God Ki and Sun Family. Okay, I don't know what the hell Gohan did. I don't know what the hell Pan did to you, bro, but okay. Yes, I left out Goten because there hasn't been a good Goten in years, and Gotenks doesn't count. Topo. Basically the tank and the healer for the Universe 11 Extreme Unit batch. Team healing, team death buffs, tanks, and standby buffs as well. Also that green card to destroy your hand, but also the enemies. I forgot how clutch this was in terms of destroying ultimate cards. I'm not gonna lie, I might try that out soon. Dispo. Basically just as good as Jiren and Topo with the same buffs. He's just the Dispo variant that is Blast Heavy variant. Instead of the Strike Heavy Dispo that is his sparking version. So, with that being said, it's just enough for Legends to say it's not recycling a unit. Android 18. Fun fact, the only Universe Rep Extreme that is from Universe 7. Also, I was looking at her kit for like 5 minutes straight, and on paper, it just feels like a nothing burger. Like, it's cool, but nothing really screams at my face as very good or ages well. Just your generic, you know, if tag is in your team, then buff. Main restores ki, card draw speed, and maybe draws a blue or green card. Doesn't have a cover change, but if you cover change with her, her defense goes up, you know? Combo compensation, stuff like that. It's, Bergamo. This guy is basically the stacker, so the longer he is in the battlefield, the better. But it's limited, and they are holding it back, the kit, because he's an extreme. But calculating the best case scenario, he will have a 200% damage buff, not including card specific damage buffs, just overall damage, which is pretty good. Super Saiyan Kale. Her main is like a mini Garlic Jr. snipe. She reloads her cards, restores ki and buffs and whatnot, and no switching for 3-time accounts. And she's like Dispo, where she's the blast heavy variant to her character. Yeah, it's okay. Champa. This guy is basically built for you to use his blue card. He's got a bunch of blue card and overall damage buffs. And his screaming green card, immobilization thing, make sure you can snipe with the blue card. Best case scenario, blue card damage is buffed by 235%. So, that's good, I guess. Vados. She's basically the healer and sealer. But she's an extreme unit, so she's shit. But her green card complements with Champa, I think. Her green card says 80% buff damage for the next blue card or blast card. So I guess that buff can carry over to teammates. Meaning, Champa's blue card can be 300% stronger total in the best possible situation, I think. Now we're jumping into the sparking units that are not Aleph, Kaba, Zenkai. Good green card, 25% damage to allied just like that. Huge standby buffs on allies as well if they are Universe 6 or Vegeta. Yes, it's Vegeta again. And he is super blast heavy. Now that we've reached this level in the video, I'm gonna throw in small advice if you should use them or not. So, obviously, don't use this guy. Kale Zenkai. Not that good to be honest. She does stack up damage, but it's super situational and it's mostly strikes. So have fun getting cover changed, or when Kale buffs are finished, she's pretty much useless. And the amount of units we have that have heal, disrupt, endurance, etc. Yeah, she's pretty bad. Caulifla Zenkai. She's strike heavy. She has this anti-Saiyan buff, which is funny because she's a Saiyan too. And she gets more buffs when the opponent switches out to another fighter. So she's super aggressive. Cool approach in this era, but obviously shit now. Brienne. I hate this chick so much, man. She's got the no switching ultimate. That's a start. And a finish. Done. Moving on. Kakunsa. She's the most generic old sparking unit in existence. So yeah, but still kind of fun where she's very strike based and she's one of the few back in the day that recovers vanish on main. So there were some plays that you can do to screw over your opponent. Because you had 2 vanish gauges technically. But was that considered toxic back in the day? I'm not gonna lie. The Legends community was toxic since day one. What am I talking about? Rosie. She's a very strong girls tag buffer, but if you remember back in the day, it was called Female Warriors, so the tag name itself aged alongside the unit. There's death buffs and all that, but look at her card arts mechanics. Her blue card is 20% chance of feint. And not only that, her strike is 30% chance on paralyze. Whoa, what the fuck is this? What? Vados. She has that nostalgic factor to her where I can't give her too much shit. That green card is still goated, where it reduces ki and also reduces ki recovery by 100%. Meaning, if you didn't have a unit that has a kit to work around it, it was super annoying just fighting in general. Because if you wanted ki, you had to manually charge each time, or else it will stay at that exact number. If that was bad as well, she also seals the strike cards. I remember her being quite broken. Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku. The non-ultra variant that is also yellow, but we never talk about him. He is basically only known as the Zenkai trailer that had that UI leak for Revival UI Goku. He does damage, of course, but because of the power creep and the whole meta mechanic creep as well, it's hard to make sure this guy ages well. He just doesn't age well. First of all, his transformation has a timer count. That does not age as well. The restore vanish thing ages fine, I guess, but by 10% per card arts isn't really enough to be agile. So yeah, rest in peace this unit. But he is a legendary bench though. Hit. OG hit. The one that no one talks about. For good reason, of course. I guess the only thing I can say in 2025 is his animations are good. There's no point diving into detail about this kit because just some of it talks about element factors. Yeah, buffs and debuffs on the, colors, on the element colors. Yeah, so he's a little bit too old to even talk about. Moving on. Champa. Holy shit. This brings back mad memories. I think this unit was my first ever 1 hour PvP showcase. And I did everything in my stanky Toyota Corolla 1996. All the days. All the days in the car park. Wow. So, back in the day, he had an amazing main ability that even shocks me to this day. He restores health and ki, nullifies element factor, and destroys the enemy's cards. Imagine in 2025, a really good unit has that main. Imagine a Breast Gohan has the main, and this play was back in the meta. You bait an ultimate card draw from the enemy, and you just switch to this, this Breast Gohan, and press the main ability to destroy his ultimate card. Easy money. And he will be so pissed as well. Also, back to Champa, he's very blast heavy, back in the day. So, I think it's not out of the picture for his Zenkai. Kefla. The fact that I don't even remember her Zenkai says something. I remember her pre-Zenkai in the meta though, 2020. She was good, super offensive, and because she's Fusion Warrior and Female Warrior, it made it even better. Fusion Warrior and Female Warriors were actually super offensive back in the day. Especially Female Warriors. Fusion Warrior were just overall good. Overall top. Female Warriors were, I guess they weren't as popular. But if you fought someone that was Female Warrior team based, bro, you're getting sniped immediately. I couldn't remember properly, but I remember the Zenkai being kind of bland. Like, the Zenkai kit didn't make up for the time gap and the meta shift, but I could be wrong. I completely forgot. Basil. Fucking shit. I mean, he's okay for what he does. His blue card restores 60% Vanish gauge, and his main restores Vanish. So, you can see what they were trying to do for him, but he's still garbage. Bergamo. I don't know why I see dudes bringing this guy out in PvP. I don't know why. I know he has a barrier, and it's a cool, funny, amazing dopamine hit when it connects. But come on. Surely no one is that shafted that they needed to bring out this furry piece of shit. He's a slow starter, and he built himself up to be good. But the fact that the best unit in the game is a blue unit, and he can basically one-shot anyone with his main blue card, it's kind of no point to bring him out. And his Zenkai is quite garbage too. His Zenkai buffs Red and Rival Universe. Bro, Legends, just change it, okay? Very tiny shadow buff, okay? Very subtle, where it can be changed to Red and Uni Rep, okay? Very subtle. Lavender. He's not that good. Obviously, just a blast heavy archetype because that's all they can give him for the freaking dog trio. Ultimate Gohan. My OG. Back in the day, he was fun as fuck. He obviously has a super bad kit because it's freaking 2020 and, hasn't been updated since. Okay, I know he's Z tier in the Legends boost, but all it does is just buff damage and defense. Very bland buffs, okay? You're gonna need a whole, Zenkai times 3. You need a Zenkai, 3 separate platinum equipments with 5 slots in each to make this guy viable again. But he was fun. He has a transformation. He's got that beam green card that was super fun to land. And yeah, I'm kind of biased because I'm beating around the bush that he's super shit, but I still love you. Jiren. Green Jiren. He's super solid. He has buffs that heal, gain defense, gain damage buffs. He was basically an all-rounder. But of course, he's old, and the Zenkai is old too. He just doesn't hold up to today's meta, even though it sounds like I'm glazing him. No, he's not that good right now. The green card is nearly perfect though. It was It was a grab green card that inflicted no switching and a card reload, but it doesn't connect to anything. It just makes you go back to long range. If it connected though, he would be a monster. Topo. Bad. Bad. But he did have a solid heal and was kind of a tank a long time ago, but that's about it. Dispo. In hindsight, he probably was never that good, but it was kind of fun to play him. Especially with his animations and strike heavy kit and card draw speed, it just made the pace of the game very fast and fun. So they did a good job nailing what they wanted to do with this unit, and yeah, they did a solid job. Android 18. I'm not trying to be mean here, but I don't remember a single thing about this freaking Android 18. In Legends, Android 18s are normally memorable, so this one, by comparison, is just easily forgotten for me. Or I wasn't playing Legends during that time period when she was good. I can't remember. But regardless, she's shit now. Despite her Zenkai, she's just bench at best. 17. My god, I forgot he existed. MVP 17, the OG one, non-LF, will always be a fan favorite. Okay, I just remember he was more used in the Android team rather than the Uni Reps team or whatever, because Uni Reps wasn't a thing back in the day. Nothing in his kit strikes as unique, but that's fine, he's old. Okay, I'm kind of glazing, but I don't give a fuck. Kefla. I remember her a bit. She is super offensive based. She has a cool unique where she restores her vanish gauge when the enemy vanishes. So you can really tailor your offensive playstyle and like psych out your opponent. I can't remember how practical it was because it was only 60% vanish recovery. But I still remember her being pretty good as a unit regardless anyway. God of Destruction Topo. I like him. He's got good uniques like Kefla, where you get buffs if the opponent vanishes, and he's got a beam green card that connects, and also the ultimate card. The ultimate card. He's built to snipe and tank, basically. He's got that kit where the discarded cards will buff the ultimate card. Kind of like the green Super Saiyan 4 Goku's blue card. So he has the potential to double the damage of the ultimate, but it's a weird dilemma because you would want to use your cards anyway for a combo. So is it actually more damage to just use your 3 cards normally in a combo, like your 3 blast cards, and then the ultimate? Or just do the 3 card sacrifice buff and use the ultimate? I don't know. Maybe it depends on your opponent's range and just the situation in the battle at that moment during the match. And if he can switch to anyone else, But still, it's unique, but also this character's kit is too unique. I don't really see the point a bit. Kale and Caulifla assist. Overall pretty good unit, very offensive based, and has good no switching abilities and whatnot. So she is built to snipe, but you really need a playstyle that fits with this unit. I absolutely suck penis with characters like this. I'm more of a sort of Hope Trunks or MVP 17 player where I get more serious the more I get hit. I always never get the first combo in a fight because I'm just chill like that. I don't give a fuck, which is an obvious fucking flaw for me, but whatever. So I don't remember this unit being defensively good, this Cal and Caulifla. But it doesn't matter because if you bring them out now, they will just get one-shotted regardless. So just never bring them out. LF Jiren. Bro had a legendary run. No pun intended, okay? He was tough as fuck. Gets endurance if you rush and gets buffed from it. So it discourages the rising rush. It's pretty good. He's a last standing and also has an AoE green card. I probably don't recommend bringing him out even if you are like battle rank like freaking 40 or 50 or something, because I don't know how bad he's aged or how well he's aged. The thing that ages the quickest is probably the defense and the damage. So unless you are the biggest Jiren fanboy for some random reason, and maybe if he's got some Zenkai buffs, maybe, then he can do something in today's meta. Maybe. 1% Beerus. He's more fun to play rather than being a viable unit to win with. Okay, we've seen the TikToks, we've seen the reels. He's got the only revival nullification mechanic in the game. So, I haven't done it personally. Revival Vegeta being extremely up there in terms of top units right now, it's very, very plausible and satisfying to bring this guy out. But you need to bet that your next opponent is Revival Vegeta, or Revival Frieza, or Revival UI Goku. And you gotta articulate your bumhole to the best possible situation to actually get the Revival nullification, landing. And even then, you got Kaioken Goku to deal with, where he's just a freaking 10 million health motherfucker. So will you even win the match, even if you nullified Vegeta's Revival? You still gotta deal with the freaking 14-star Kaioken Goku with your Beerus. But then again, you kinda stunted on this man. You kinda emoted on this guy that you pulled off the nullification mechanic. So even though you lost the match, you pulled off the revival nullification mechanic. So at the end of the day, maybe you won the war. Even though he won the match, he won the fight, you won the war. You got into his head, Golden Frieza. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember this guy being good. Okay, not like that. He was good, but I mean, I don't remember him being like top 5 or to a standard 1% sparking goodness. Especially how good 1% sparking units have been recently. I just remember him being more fun than an actually like good unit. His green card and blue card animations is enough for me to bring him out again. And also, the card reload during main is always a good dopamine hit. So, just for style points, he ages well, but he's nowhere near a unit you actually want to bring out right now. MUI Goku. Ooh. I feel like whatever I fucking say, I'll get shit. He's not a unit you want to bring out in PvP, okay? He's old as fuck, sadly. The fact, he's mastered Ultra Instinct, the character. It's a bit of a misconception for people thinking he's good. He's definitely aged well compared to other units, but he's like, 2021, 2022? So he's freaking old. I don't know. I mean, I know not many people have the newest MUI, so they want to settle with this, but come on, bro. Just don't use uni reps at that point if you want to actually win the match. This MUI is still goated in terms of his kit, like paper-wise, for when he came out, so you can still have some fun, and he's got that unique evasion counter that does damage, so you can definitely do some like cool red MUI challenge thing, but you will probably need the new uni rep characters alongside the team though if you actually want to win. And the name of his ultimate LF is called Silver Dragon Super God Assault. Yeah, that whole angry sequence is just called that. And it's canon too. The names are canon. Vegeta. Holy freaking ass. This guy does nothing. But anyway, his animations are still cool though. That's about it. Free to play Goku. Oh my, super ass. Not even worth talking about his kit. Except for when you press his main and all of his blast cards become blue cards. That's kind of cool, but also not that practical. It's the most free-to-play thing you can do. But the coolest thing about this unit is that it's not the recycled shitty base Goku you think it is in terms of animations. His animations, like strike, blue card, green card, generic green card animation for free-to-play units, but the strike animation, the blast card animation, the blue card, they're from Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, I think. And it's beautiful. And the original win pose. That's amazing. If you want to hype me up with a freaking free-to-play unit, you've done it. You just set a super high standard of free-to-play units back in the day. And now, I feel like every free-to-play unit since have just been disappointing. I freaking hate you, Legends. You're like that one ex that won't stop messaging me on Grindr. Free-to-play Krillin. I remember this Krillin being a super nothing burger, sadly. Most of his kit just doesn't age well. It's stuff like gradual healing. Normal healing, restores ki. Yeah, he's just gonna get one-shotted. Free-to-play Tien, best freaking unit in the game. Like right now, I would say top 3 right now. He has, a lot of people forget, he has a secret transformation button mechanic, okay, where he goes ultra beast superhuman and one-shots the enemy. It's great, and he's freaking free to play. It's insane. I don't know how many people just keep forgetting that this unit exists. MVP 17, the GOAT. I actually still see this dude in PvP, and he's not that bad. He's got some of the best aging abilities, that's why. The buffed up endurance, a defense unique gauge. I still say defense unique gauges are one of the best unique gauges out there. Good card draw speed, heals, ally buffs, buffs rising rush damage, that cheeky double vanish play. I could go on. It really depends on the playstyle and who your allies are as well to like actually win the match, but he's very fun to play. Super Saiyan 2 Kefla free to play. Sadly disappointing. I don't know how good you were, but you seem pretty shit regardless. It's one of those instances where it kind of looks good for a free to play on paper, but it just flops in practicality, and there's really not much you can do. So sad. LF Revival UI. Recently got a Zenkai, so he's a very good option for a uni rep unit to bring out. Unironically, yeah, we've reached this part of the video where I'm just like, okay, actually bring out this dude. He can be very tanky as well. And if you don't build him to be tanky, he still has a revival as backup, so it's all good. His pre-revival is very good, where he's got that main ability, reloading the hand and nullifying element factor. And then when he revives, he's got the freaking long range blue card that also nullifies endurance to like one-shot you maybe. But there are ways to work around this unit, especially when the opponent doesn't really build this guy up. If he's also not that good of a player, you can literally just bait or feint something, and he will just rip out his blue or green card off the bat. So it sucks to play as him if you are very predictable. But he's still very good. Master Roshi. I mean, the kid's cute. Just do that seal shit on an enemy, and that's about it. It works, it's cute, it's amazing. It does its job, it's funny, it's quirky, it's great. But it slowly ages badly because at this point in the meta, you can literally just like one card Roshi, and then the unique gets unsealed. The unit gets unsealed, just like that, your ally. So yeah, nothing really else about this unit because Master Roshi was basically marketed as the sealing unit dude. LF Go Freezer. Very good unit as well. Got an updated equipment, so he's even better. If you like this unit and you are willing to put in the effort to like unit maxing this guy in his build, it's pretty worth it. His unique counter gauge, the switching between Goku and Frieza, and the blue cards, it all still ages very well. So if he's built up the best, they can hit pretty freaking hard, especially the fact that it's a blue-purple Saiyan tag unit, so obviously they're getting buffed like 100 times Zenkai's buff. But if you don't build them up to a high standard, they can be flimsy, so it really just depends how much effort you put into this unit. Transforming Jiren. Okay, we're jumping back to the units you shouldn't bring out. He was super fun and super good at one point, but he's built to be offensive and fast-paced, and, they nailed it. Also, using that counter was one of the best feelings in the world. His green card counter only connects if the opponent uses a strike-based attack. So a strike card, or a tap attack, or, the green card, is it? The newest purple Vegeta, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta's green card, where it dashes up. I think that counts as a strike-based attack that connects his counter green card. I kind of forgot. Yeah. So, on the other hand, Rising Rushes, long-range blue card Kamehamehas, and blast cards don't work, which makes it actually more satisfying when you get the prediction correct of your opponent's attack, and you just wail on your opponent. But yeah, I can't really give him any more credit than that because at the end of the day, he's just a freaking fossil, so yeah, rest in peace, Jiren. Casero, or however you want to say his name. Now, this is a unit that isn't anniversary worthy. I don't want to hear shit about Kaba, okay? So this guy was kind of good. He's flimsy as shit, but he had some good parts about him. He had a no-switching, reduced gauge moment, and he has an ultimate card for a 1% sparking. So you can do some cool plays with him, but that's about it. Also, if you bring this guy out, there's a 100% chance they're gonna think you're a bot. Also, no one really cares about this dude as a character as well, so it makes sense why no one wants to bring him out for the sake of who he is. Huawei. She's fun. She aged a bit longer than Carousel a bit, but that's all I can say about her. And I'm talking about the kit, okay? Just the kit. I'm not talking about her model, her body. Okay, I'll shut up. Okay. Damn, you had a good streak going on, Yara G. You made like 30 minutes of content without making a stupid fucking joke. And there you go. You broke the streak. But yeah, moving on. She's just balanced, but more agile and offensive. Playing around the opponent's vanish gauge and restoring your own. And a bunch of debuffs with that green card. That's about it. If you were expecting more, I don't know, get your gooning ass out of here, okay? Unless you are gooning to my voice, then by all means, keep watching. Ultimate Gohan free-to-play. I think it's quite literally impossible to use this guy now. Despite his stats and him being shit, obviously, he's got this one unique. Applies the following effects to self when this character defeats an enemy. Activates once. What? Randomly draws one new card when you have 3 or fewer cards. Restores ki by 100%. Restores vanish gauge by 100%. Plus 50% to damage inflicted. Minus 10 to blue card cost. Bro, you're not tough. You aren't killing any units, bro. The opponent can AFK with Kaioken Goku switched in, and me using this Gohan to kill him will just go to timer. Although, that unique I just said does actually sound quite cool in a style standpoint. If there was a new unit to come out and it articulates the same way as this unique, I think I'll kind of like it. You know, you're in this weird situation where you got a combo going, but you got no vanish gauge. And then, you know, the opponent dies or he swaps out. You restore your vanish gauge, you do a card reload, and you get buffed. So basically discourages people swapping into units. Free to play Vegeta. He's a bit better, but he's a bit better than Gohan, but not that much. It's that whole era of the side profile free to play unit arts, you know, the side profile thing. And they were pushing like a bunch of them out, like almost like every month. It was fun, but now they stopped it like it just never existed. He's basically the shit version of the other uni rep Vegetas. He has that unique that keeps the combo going and situations to buff his normal cards and also ready to start or continue a combo. It's cool, but you know they are limiting his kit because he's just a free-to-play unit. The Glow Bros. Okay, Evokin. Yeah, that's the actual term. Evokin. Whatever you want to call them, they had their moment and it was glorious. Sadly, I don't think the damage will hold up and they won't be good at all in today's meta. Despite how good they are, you know, on paper. I mean, they're obviously better than the shitty 5-year-old units and the free ones that I've been talking about in the past like 10 minutes. But this one was at the top at one point. And I just want to debunk that, you know, he's just not good anymore. Super obvious for some people, but it needs to be said. They are a tag unit, so the combos are there, but we are at a point in the game where there are just so many defensive units and counter units, and even offensive units have very good disrupts anyway. It's just kind of stupid to like bring these guys out. Purple UI Goku. He's also not that good, but I can see why people bring him out because it's freaking UI season right now, so why not? But he's just meh. Unless you build him to the best he can be, and then he might be moderately good, but he's a purple Saiyan, so you know he's got like 100 Zenkai buffs as well, but that's still meh. You will have your fun with like 2 matches, and then you'll move on to a good unit. Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. Pretty much the exact same story. You can't really make this guy bring back his former glory. He's like 4 years old or something. He really needs a good equipment with at least 5 freaking slots to be good again. He's got good combo ability, but yeah, just this meta of defensive, disrupt, and counter units, it just doesn't make sense. One good memory is his element nullifying final flash blue card. I remember the days when I used it and it psyched out so many players because of just the sudden amount of damage he just brought out. That was fun. Golden Freezer. Another 1% sparking Golden Freezer, but just a bit more fun. His green card draws an ultimate, so that was, that was kind of the unique part of his kit, and especially for 1% sparking to do that, it was pretty good. But basically, that's about it in terms of comparing him to today's meta. Yep, moving on. Free to play Golden Freezer. Shit. I don't have him 14 starred, so I can't give a good personal opinion. I guess he's alright. You can pair him with powerful opponent as well if you got Ultra Cell. But then again, Ultra Cell would just carry the whole match. But I guess he's okay. He's got a cool death buff where it removes the vanish gauge. So you can be offensive straight away to psych out the opponent. And that's like a guaranteed play, I guess. But then again, the opponent might have a counter gauge. Or a counter green card. Or an AoE green card. Or a Rising Rush. Or an Overdrive. Yeah, actually, fuck this guy. Beerus, I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the units I completely forgot about. It's because they keep shafting Beerus as a hype character. He's either just a free-to-play unit or 1% sparking literally since 2019. He was good when he came out, but he's obviously not good now.
Could you be more generic sounding, Yaruji? Okay, I'm pretty sure you said that sentence like 50 times already today.
But I actually don't remember this guy. I'm literally looking at his kit. Like, my eyes are staring at his kit right now. And nothing is connecting. I can't remember shit. It's like every brain fiber or some shit in my brain is just telling me to not give a fuck. It's like subconscious now. Like, this is what you've done to me, Legends. You shafted Beerus so hard, I can't even like this guy anymore. Free-to-play Jiren. He's like every other free-to-play unit recently. We say something positive about this guy because he has good damage and, something quite unique about his kit. But we stopped using him after day 1 because, free-to-play units are way too one-dimensional. And yes, it makes sense because they are just free-to-play units, so what can you really do? Cal and Caulifla tag. Well, here we go. Very, very solid unit. Probably the best 1% sparking right now. They don't have revival or endurance, but they pretty much, have it, Their disrupts are so insane, and they can just heal it all back. It's pretty much just as good as endurance. Not even exaggerating. They literally heal like 75% health at the end of the combo. And also, they hit so hard on top of that. I don't even know if they're defense-based or attack-based. It doesn't matter. They're just freaking good. So, highly recommend this unit if you have them. 1 copy is 5 stars anyway, so that's already good. Kaba. Sadly, I don't have Kaba, so my personal opinion will be freaking shit. But I know he's good. All I know, he's just not as good as Cal and Caulifla. But he's still super solid. He's got that green card that just keeps the combo going, and he also hits hard. That's all the experience I can say when I fight this dude. So, yeah, I still recommend him. LF Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta that transforms. In terms of unit adaptation, he's just a, rip of the yellow LF from 2021. But he's still cool as fuck. The animations are top tier as hell. Yuya Takahashi? Yeah, I know the adaptations. I see them. But sometimes I know it's a shitty move. I just keep him in Super Saiyan Blue and not Evolution because I just want to land that sexy blue card animation. Is that just me? It probably cost me the match, but I don't give a fuck. And his unique gauge to keep the combo going is super good too. He's a purple Saiyan, so if you're really try to build him up, it might actually be worth it and easy to do, so why not just try it out? The only downside is that he might die quicker than you think, especially compared to the new units that came out at the same time. He still tanks good, but other units in the meta have way better things to deal with in terms of, tanking. They got counter gauges, revival, super good disrupts, so he might not be the best if you are relying him as, the unit that you've built the team around upon. But for my personal experience, Vegeta does come in clutch sometimes when he's like the last standing unit, even though there's no kit on paper saying he's a last standing unit. It's just that his combos go on for so freaking long that it can go to timer and you win through damage inflicted. I know, right? The amount of raging whales I won by timer with this Vegeta is so freaking satisfying. It's actually worth the crippling gambling addiction. UI to MUI LF Goku. Probably the best unit in the game right now. Okay, literally top 1. If you build him up as well, because he's a blue unit, which is basically you can 5 times Zenkai him in literally 3 seconds, it will be 100% worth it. And if you even build your equipment to boost blue card damage and strike damage, bro, that's almost like a cheat code. Where do I even start with this bitch? He's got a universal green card counter that can do no switching. So that's fun. He's got that pesky counter evasion unique gauge that does damage, so he hits super hard with that. And he tanks pretty good. But defensively speaking, I'm not talking about like actual tanking, I'm talking more about his disrupts. The card cost just triples when you combo this dude, so have fun killing him if you're trying to do damage through combo. If you're actually trying to easily kill this MUI Goku, it's probably going to be you risking, another it's probably going to be you using your own MUI Goku to blue card snipe that MUI Goku, or you have an ultimate or rising rush on a freaking Ultra Cell. If you're trying to combo kill this MUI Goku, have fun. They definitely held him back a bit in some parts because he would literally be broken. Like, literally broken if not. Like, they could give him the last MUI thing where he auto wins the Dobaki Baki impact. And they might give him the combo stopping unique gauge like Ultra UI Goku. But no, thank God they didn't. Because if they did, that's literally a new rarity right there. I'm not even joking. That's literally Celestial MUI Goku. And don't even get me started on sound design and animations, okay? I forgot people gave shit for Part 1 Anniversary, but at the end of the day, at this point of time, it's a 10 out of 10 in every shape and form for this unit. It's a masterpiece. Ultras now. Hit. One of the weirdest resurgences for me personally. I don't have Hit, but he came back into a meta like a freaking truck. One of the best aged kits out there, and all he needed was a unique equipment to get his buffs back to today's meta. It's insane. He's basically the red Ultra Cell of uni reps right now, I think. The time skip is actually unbeatable. Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. One of the weirdest adaptations to be an Ultra unit. Also, it was in 2022, so it really was super weird to have this dude come out. Not to mention, he doesn't even do the Spirit Bomb, so the adaptation is literally the first half of the first scrap between him and Jiren. Very niche moment, but he's still okay. Don't bring him out, but he's still kind of fun here and there. That charging unique gauge is quite fun, where you can keep the combo going for another 3 years, but personally, I think that's kind of dumb, but, not the unit itself, but the charging gauge, is that, like, it's not unique. Like, what? Like, why would I not charge my unit? Of course I'm gonna charge my unit, what the fuck? Not really unique, I like the defense unique gauge because it's very simple to understand the character's playstyle of the unit if they have a defense unique gauge. There'll be times in the match you would rather get comboed to build up the unique, the unique gauge instead of, being offensive, despite it being better in the short term. So you're actually building up long-term benefits if you're getting comboed with the defense unique gauge. But yeah, back to this Goku, he's okay at best. UI Yellow Goku. This unit made me one of the sweatiest motherfuckers out there. I think beginning of 2024, I was clocking into PvP with this guy with the game original Goku Bardock. I was clocking in like it was work. And Jesus, I don't know how you guys get God rank back to back. I was super close to God rank that season. I was so close. Like, so close. And I got withdrawal from it. withdrawals. I literally had tiny panic attacks from social anxiety because I didn't see people in a bit. You know, it was actual social isolation, like back in COVID. And I was adjusting back, and that was me adjusting back to my normal lifestyle. You know, and I was getting like shit like that, like mini panic attacks, you know, claustrophobia. So like, how fucked are some of these people? You know, no offense, obviously. No offense, but damn. I think touching grass is not an insult. Maybe it's actually good advice. But back to this UI. I still think he hits hard, but probably not enough to usually, you know, to actually use him in battle rank, I don't know, 65 or beyond, or 60 or beyond. He's got that anti-switching thing to get an ultimate, which is super sexy. And the combo breaking evasion with his unique gauge, which is also super sexy. Super good if you're an offensive person and don't have a brain. Like me. So that's why I like him. That's why I went so far into PvP with him. The sad thing is probably his raw defense. He's very, very offensive and very evasive. But with that being said, that means his defense takes a toll. So that's why I'm assuming he's considered kind of ass right now. He doesn't have endurance or anything like that. So when his health is 0, he's basically done. And he's basically at that point in the meta where he's basically one-shot material, even though he does have a disrupt. So yeah. And done. I think that is all the units. All the Unirep units. So make sure to like and subscribe for more. And if you made it this far into the video, comment the word pineapple so I can see who the real ones are and who watched till the end. Hey, I'm going to bed. Peace.